Welcome back. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. It's the feature Ask the Consul, and we have consular officers Terry Day and Felix Sanchez, and they're here ready to answer your questions relating to visa and immigration matters. I think we have a caller on line. Let's go to this first caller. Let's see, do we have the caller?
Hello, good
yes,
morning.
Sophia, we have you. Sophia, how are you doing? Good to have you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Andrew.
Oh, good to have you. You go right ahead.
Good morning to the counselors.
Good morning, Sophia.
Hey, good morning, Sophia.
If you have a child and the child have a visa, but both parents are living out Jamaica, how long could that child spend overseas? The mother is living there, but she's filing for the child, but filing is not come through as yet. How long could the child spend up there with the mother?
Okay, so Sophia, thanks so much for your question. Thanks for calling in. I hope you're doing well today.
Yes, I am.
So the situation let me make sure I have your question clearly. So there's a child in Jamaica who is going up to the U.S. on a visitor's visa.
Yes.
And would like to stay with that child's parent in the United States, who is a citizen.
The father is living in a different country. The mother is in the United States. So there's not anyone reliable for the child to stay with for a long period of time. So how long could the child stay with the mother up there?
Okay, so is the mom a U.S. citizen, or is she well, you know what? Actually,
she was just filed for.
Okay. So for a person when they go to the United States on a visitor's visa, it's just that, it's for visiting, right? Yeah. So when you get up to the United States, when you enter the country, there is a process to determine how long you're able to stay in the United States on that trip. Usually it's 6 months. It's given to you when you enter the United States. But it's not really for somebody to go up there and enroll in school and, and to live up there per se. So if the mother of the child has the filing going for the child, it's okay to go up there and visit, for the summer, spend some time when school is out, but it's not, the purpose of the visitor's visa is not to live in the U.S. It's just to visit. Usually for parents filing for children, the process is not particularly long, though I can't say for sure exactly how long it will take for this child, to get up there with their parent. But I would say that she keep going with the filing. Let her child come up and visit. Whenever they have a chance, and once that filing is through, then the child will be able to move up there permanently with their mother. Okay. And if you have,
all right. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay.
And just keep listening to the program, because I'm going to ask other questions which will probably help to bring some more things out in terms of your case. All right? So
thank you,
stay
Mr.
with
Darby.
us. Okay, let's go to another caller. We have now Verona. Good morning, Verona. Good to have you.
Good morning, Mr. Darby.
Hey, where are you calling from now?
I'm calling from Kingston.
Hey, wild, but Kingston people, they missed a call this morning. Country people don't abandon me.
Good morning, Verona.
Good morning.
My family and I did an immigrant interview 8 weeks ago. I was called back during that time to do over my fingerprint. But since then, we haven't heard anything from them. What is the usual time?
So, Verona, so you already had your interview?
Yes.
Okay. And what did the officer tell you?
He told us 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay. So, if you want, you can email us at Kingston. That's Kingston IV.
Kingston.
Yes, the word Kingston. The word Kingston. Kingston IV at state.gov.
IV at.
Yes, at state.gov. So that's one word, Kingston IV at state.gov.
Okay.
Okay. The reason why is because, so you're probably aware that we have a huge workload, but we try to process these cases as soon as we can, as soon as possible. And so if you email us, then we could tell you the specifics about your case and tell you what stage of the processing it is in, okay? And we can give you an update.
Okay then.
Tell them that Felix
Yes,
sent you.
you can tell them. Actually, you can tell them you spoke to Terry and Felix
Oh.
on
Terry?
Yes, Terry and Felix on the radio, and that you were part of the revolution in media.
Okay, thank you.
I just love that. All right, you have a wonderful day. Terry.
Yes, sir.
That lady who called before about that child going to visit his or her parent in the United States. How do you deal with a situation like that when the mother is away? There, you might have a situation as to decide who has custody of that child and who can give that child permission to leave Jamaica now to go to the United States. The father is somewhere else, mother is somewhere else, and the child is with another party here in Jamaica.
Right. Well, when we have children immigrating to the United States, which happens a lot. Sometimes what will happen is one of the parents will give a notarized affidavit saying that, I allow my child to go to the United States to immigrate with his or her mother or father, and from a court or something that says, this is okay. We also will look at the relationship with the child and whoever is petitioning for them, if it's their mother or father or step parent as well. And all of that kind of comes together to help us make the decision, because we don't want someone to go up there and not be able to, or have their child go up there and not be able to have contact with them. So we do try to cross our T's and dot our I's when it comes to that kind of thing.
All right. Thank you very much, Terry. We have another caller there. Let's go to Laurel. How are you doing? Good to have you at your service.
Fine. Yeah, man. How are you doing?
Not bad.
All right. I have a green card, you see, but I've been out of the country. I've been out of America from 2009. What is the best way to get my green card reinstated, if it can be done?
Hi, Laurel. This is Terry. Yeah. So for your green card status to be maintained, you have to have a physical presence in the United States for at least one time per year. I'm going to make sure that's right. Is that right, Felix?
So
one time per year.
You have to have you basically want to make sure that you have 12-month travel within the U.S. If you're outside of the U.S. for more than 12 months, then your green card basically cancels out of the system.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you'll have to. There's a process for if you were outside of the country, outside of the United States for circumstances beyond your control, there is a process for getting back your status in the United States.
How do I do that?
So, depending on your situation, you can email us at Kingston IV, the letters IV at state.gov. Each case is different when it comes to green card holders, so we'd have to look at your case specifically to be able to advise you. But you're doing the right thing, though, and asking for guidance so that you can basically take the next step and not spend that much time outside. So basically you can go back to the U.S., right?
Right. So it's not impossible for me to get back in.
No, it's definitely not impossible. But like Felix said, every case is different. So you email us, we can try to help you parse it through.
Kingston at?
Sir?
Kingston, what's the email address?
It's Kingston IV at state.gov.
.gov. That's Kingston IV at state.gov.
Yes, sir. And
Okay. And just to remind our listeners, Terry, you send emails to that email address for what particular reason?
Well, the IV email address is for issues related to immigrant visas. So if somebody's filing for you to go to the United States, to move to the United States, you're worried about your status, you have some files that you dropped off but you haven't heard anything back, things like that. What's the status of my case? But we usually ask people, don't bombard us, obviously, but if you have a legitimate question, you want to ask it, then feel free to send an email to that email address and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And you can go online and visit our website. It's kingston.usembassy.
That's
kingston.usembassy.gov.
All right, and that information, we're going to put that on my Facebook page. That is facebook.com/AYS with Vernon, so you can see the email address there. All right, we have George. George, how are you doing? Good to have you. Good morning, George.
Oh, did we
George,
lose George?
where art thou? Why is he
Wagwan,
hiding?
George.
No. You have to drop the accent first.
Okay. Wagwan, George. All right.
You're
You
coming.
got to correct me then.
You're coming to come. You're coming to come.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I
think
tried too hard.
I think we lost George a while ago. So, George, if you're listening to the program, just give us a call again. We seem to have lost you. All right. Is our back online, right? We're still trying to sort that one out. Oh, we have George now? All right, let's go back to George. Good morning, George. What happened to you a while ago?
Yeah,
so like you migrated a while ago, man. Where you doing?
Man, I'm migrated. Yes. Morning to you, to Terry and Felix.
Good morning, George.
Hey, good morning, George.
Okay, just a question. Administrative processing, how long does it take?
Well, administrative processing, it can mean a variety of things. It's something that we're having to, we tell people when we have further work to do on their case for one reason or another. And that reason is not always the same, right? So your situation, you have administrative processing, can be very different from someone else.
Is my wife.
Okay, oh, well, your wife then, but it varies from person to person. So it's really not really possible to say exactly how long it will be before you can hear something back regarding administrative processing. Is it now? Can I ask you? Is it an immigrant visa case or a non-immigrant visa case?
Immigrant.
It's an immigrant visa. And about how long has it been since you've
She
heard something?
did her interview from November last year.
November last year, right? Well, I understand. I understand you're frustrated, and I understand it's a long time to be in limbo about something that is possibly very life-changing. So I would urge you to email the email address that we've been saying throughout the show. It's Kingston IV. Sir?
She did.
Oh, she emailed them.
Respond yesterday. Saying it is in administrative.
Oh, okay, I see. Right. So
before that, in July, they wrote to her, asked her to pick up her passport because her medical reports were expired. Those medical stuff were expired.
Okay. So
she did those back, send back her documents and stuff, and
so George, in short, to answer your question, and this goes to all the listeners out there in Jamaica to demystify what this administrative processing means. So our computer systems, government is a big operation, right? And so there are things that are outside of our control that we have no control over in terms of the computer, the systems, and things like that. And so sometimes that happens because the systems are a bit complicated. And so the things that sometimes we can't even explain. And this is something that our Consul General, Mike Schimmel, came and he explained on your show one time too,
right,
Mr. Darwin. And so yes, so the best thing to do, it looks like you've already done that. It's for your wife, correct? To email us and to get the status update. But I can assure you, the officers and our local staff, Americans with Jamaicans, we work side by side, and we're on top of these cases every day. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that we want to, if people are qualified and everything is ready to go, we want to get people up, immigrating to the United States as soon as we can. And so we're working, if we can work as fast as we can, we're doing it. And so, and like Felix just said, it's usually something that's out of our control if we're unable to process it as soon as possible. But it seems like you got an update yesterday, so I would stay on it maybe every couple of weeks, maybe email and say, hey, I'm still here, the status. And I think that's the best way to kind of deal with something like that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for calling. Okay, you're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. Gotta go for the break. When we come back, we will continue to take your calls. Of course, we will continue to have Terry Day and Felix Sanchez with us. Let me just remind you of the landline numbers to call: 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374. Our cell number is 618-8255. And remember to visit my Facebook page at facebook.com/AYS with Vernon. We're going to put some information there, the email addresses for that you can send your emails to at the U.S. Embassy, also their website address. So go there and you will see that information. Just reminding you to tell your friends and relatives overseas that they can listen to this program. It's streaming on the internet at nationwideradiojm.com. So if they're in the United States or anywhere in the Caribbean, as a matter of fact, if you're living in the rest of the Caribbean, listen to this program. This information is just as useful to you. So you just listen at nationwideradiojm.com. All right, when we come back, Terry Day and Felix Sanchez will continue to be here with us. Vernon Derby saying to you, soon come back, don't move. Welcome back. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. And for those listeners who want to find out what's the email addresses they can use to communicate with the U.S. Embassy, as I said before, right, Terry?
Yes, sir.
They shouldn't flood that email just because you might flood it with emails, and I'm sure you're going to have a difficult time responding to all those emails. So anyhow, you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/AYS with Vernon for those persons who probably didn't get or didn't hear the address correctly. The addresses are on my Facebook page, also the numbers that you can call. So you visit my Facebook page at facebook.com/AYS with Vernon. And of course, we have consular officers Terry Day and Felix Sanchez, right?
Sanchez, yes.
Yes, here with us, ready to answer your questions. And Felix, I keep telling my listeners, I know that you have probably still having a challenge with that persons will tend to ask somebody else, their friend, or somebody who probably drop a little money, and have to drop a little money, and then can help you. And let me just say that because it's happening quite frequent these days, because we have been getting the complaints. So I'm telling my listeners, do not see persons on the road, the con man, the money con woman. Take out your hard-earned cash and give to them so they can get visa for you.
Right.
The most they can carry, you see, is from Chilani to Kingston, St. Elizabeth to Kingston. They can't put you on no plane, go nowhere. So don't take your hard-earned cash and give them.
Yeah, we tell people, you come in, you're truthful with the officer. You express, your situation,
yes.
And if you are qualified, you'll get the visa. You don't need to rely on anybody else to make you look better. If you're qualified, you'll get it.
Yes.
So I want to reiterate a point that was made by our former visa chief, Bill McCullough.
Okay,
if you remember him.
No, yes.
And so on your show, he commented on how we did a study that basically showed that 50% of people who had used a fixer when they came to the interview, they were turned down. But that Jamaicans should keep in mind that from what we've seen, 70% of Jamaicans actually get their visa. And on top of that, people should know that those people who were turned down, who used fixers, we found out actually would have qualified on their own.
That's like you have a little call and go to Obia man to help heal you, and you could get better in a few days. My God, I waste some money gone. Too late, mercy God.
So, one last thing. So the thing to remember here is that the number one document to bring to the interview is the truth.
You just come up with that, Felix.
Nothing but the truth.
I'm going to get that put on a T-shirt. That was great.
Beverly.
Good. It was 100% correct.
All right, Beverly, you have to go to Beverly. I will remember that one forever and ever. Beverly, how are you doing? You heard that one, Bev?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Beverly.
Hold on. Before you start, you have that document, that important document?
Yes, I
have with you?
I have it with me.
Where keep it?
In my heart.
All right, Beverly.
It gets better and
Very
better.
good.
Thank
How are
you,
you guys? Good morning.
Great to
good
hear from
morning.
you, Beverly.
I am a green card holder, and I am planning to go now. But I understand, with the job situation there, I just want to know if it's true or not. I understand that having a job with the government, the U.S. government, is reserved for citizens only. Is that true?
Are you? I'm sorry. Hey, Beverly, this is Terry.
Hi.
Are you talking about in Jamaica or in the United States?
In the U.S. I am migrating to the U.S. now.
Right. No. You can No, you don't have to be a U.S. citizen to get a government job in the Well, it depends on what position that you're going to be going
yes,
for.
It depends on the job.
Let me clarify that. And that would depend on what department you want to work for and what capacity you're going to be working in.
I would imagine in certain departments, would be for citizens, but there's no restriction really. If I feel I'm qualified for a certain job, I can go ahead and apply for it.
Definitely look at the jobs, see what the qualifications are. One example to give you, ma'am. This is a great question. We don't know much about this right now, but yeah. So basically, check in with your employer to see what the qualifications are.
And we actually have people who travel up. I mean, not in green card status, but people who travel up on H-1Bs and H-2Bs to work in the United States. And that's a program that's very successful here in Jamaica, and people go up every year to be a part of it. So if that's not necessarily for you, Beverly, but anybody who's listening,
right.
It's a very great track to take to work in the U.S.
Okay, excellent. Well, I'm optimistic. I hope it all work out.
Yes, definitely hope so
sounds
too.
exciting.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And listen, continue speaking Jamaican. You're doing good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I remember your point there, say about that document that you should go to the U.S. Embassy with, and we must always keep it. I hope my listeners heard that one. That one was a solid.
That was very solid.
Very solid.
Very much like that.
I'm sure the embassy will probably use it as a tagline or something like that one of these days.
If not, I will suggest it immediately.
I'm going to start trademarking.
I'm sure they're all listening right now.
All right. I think who we have in the line now is Raymond. Raymond. Good morning, Raymond. How you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Derby.
Good to have you. I have Terry and Felix with me for their U.S. consular officers.
Okay. My mom, she came from Jamaica yesterday, but she lost her passport. But we are immigrants. We migrated about 2 weeks ago because our grandmother died, so we came back yesterday for the funeral. But she lost her passport, so I'm wondering what are the steps from here.
Okay. Hey, Raymond, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You're doing well? Yeah. So this is something that happens from time to time. So the first thing you want to do is get a police report, okay, if you can. Come to the embassy. So I'm assuming your mom's passport had the U.S. visa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you want to report that to the police, first thing. The second thing then is that your mom will have to do a second interview, come in for another visa. She's going to get a special sheet that the consular officer should provide her with. They're going to fill that out and then basically re-adjudicate the visa. Okay? But it should be at a minimal convenience. And one thing to note, though, if you do find that old passport, you don't want to use that. You want to get a new passport because lost or stolen passports basically show up in our system because we don't want them to be misused if they're found. Or we try to prevent malfeasance, fraud, basically, right? And so that old number in that passport will be associated with a lost passport, and we will not be able to put a visa in that.
Oh, okay. So how long will that take?
I'm not sure. You want to go you want to make an interview appointment, okay, online.
Speaking of which, Raymond, this is Terry, and I'm going to point you to the website. It's the kingston.usembassy.gov. kingston.usembassy.gov, and it has a lot of this information on there for lost or stolen passports, lost or stolen visas, and you can find out everything that you need on there, on the website.
All right, caller. Okay, we're going to take one final call before we go for the break. Marina, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning.
Hey, good to have you.
Yes. I heard that they say we should come. Good morning to the couple.
Good morning, Marina.
Yeah, I heard you say we should come with the truth. But I came 3 times with the truth and I didn't get it. I know a friend, she came with how much time and didn't get it. She came with a lie and she got through. So I don't know what's the truth. My husband is teaching for 20 years and we came there, to go on a vacation. And they say we don't have enough this and enough. I was like, really? And I came back on my own. and they still never give me. I came back another time to try. I'm so disappointed. No, I just don't feel like I want to try again.
So, Marita, so I'm sorry about what happened. So it seems like you believe at this point in time that maybe you have stronger ties to Jamaica. All these things that you're telling me, you said did you say your husband had a visa?
No, but he's teaching for a long time.
I see. Well, anyway, here's the bottom line that you want to take with you. So if you'd like, right, you can we'd encourage you to reapply, okay? You can tell the officer, okay, why you think you have stronger ties today, okay? Come with your confidence that you're speaking with over the phone right now, your true intentions, okay? Anything that you believe shows that you have strong ties to Jamaica, and we will definitely reconsider your case. You will get a fair hearing. If whoever the officer was who refused you before, if you did it recently, if they're still around, you'll get a new officer so that you get a fair hearing, okay? So yeah, that's basically what I encourage you to do.
But Felix and Terry, I think communication is a hell of a thing. Caller, my understanding from the consular officers, the fact that you go with the truth, you put it on, the truth might mean, say, boy, you shouldn't get it. So the fact that you go with the truth, you don't mean say you must get it because the truth is that you don't have any ties. Help me, guys. It means therefore you won't be entitled to get it.
Right, and that the truth does matter, right?
But is it that people, there are persons I know that don't have house, car, they are single, and they just got the tenure.
Right.
We have things, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I understand. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to come back and be written.
That's what's the matter with these people. You do everything.
Right. And
but guess what? Guess what? No, I'm gonna kind of tell you there. If I'm inviting you, want to come to my house, you start to say, what's wrong with Vernon? Remember that I have the right to invite you or not. So you have to tread carefully. You can't say what's wrong with Vernon. It's my house, So if I don't want it,
I know, but
but if you know, you have to careful. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you because your attitude. Now I'm speaking to you as Vernon. No, if your attitude when you go there, I'm sure that says quite a bit. Now I'm speaking to you one-on-one. As a matter of fact, I don't want to go any further. But you get the point I'm making. You have to watch your attitude too. You see, because I'm talking to you on the phone and I'm picking up an attitude. All right. So tread carefully, you see. I give it a try again. Don't give up in the when it's not only the truth, but how you present that truth. So careful. Because if I pick up something on the air now, then trust me, there's something that you have to look into. All right.
No, but when I went there, I didn't go with no attitude.
Yesterday, no, I give you advice. You're going to give me until me know. It's the point I try to put to you. I have to leave you. Take it easy, you see. All the best. Have a wonderful day.
And
all right.
One last thing.
Go for the break and then we come back. We just let you continue. Welcome back. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. And hear this one. Always carry the document of truth in your heart when you go to the U.S. Embassy. I think we have Murray. You have Mary on the line. Murray?
Hello, Mary.
Hey, you have 1 minute.
Once again, so let's find it. The passport, say you're just making, but you're change your didn't something it doesn't make a difference when you apply.
No, hold on. I'm not hearing you well. Go slowly and explain. I'm not hearing you well at all.
You have the passport I've been suggest making, right? But you did another thing as well. Does it make a difference when you go for you there up there? Is it a visa? Will be a problem?
Okay. Terry's going to answer.
Yeah,
you.
definitely. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning.
This is Terry. So you're saying that in your passport it says dressmaker, but now you have a different job, right?
Yes, ma'am.
No, that doesn't really make a difference to the consular officer. We're going to talk to you when you come in for your interview. We're going to, try to see what your ties are. It's not necessarily what kind of job you do. It might be your family, it might be your property, other things like that. So it's just kind of a case-by-case basis, but I don't think that it would matter to the consular officer if it says one thing in your passport and you say something else. If that's the truth and that's what you've been doing and you can speak confidently and knowledgeably about whatever it is that you're doing now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. And Terry and Felix, just to clarify this one, a caller said that person's going to tell her and get through. I'm sure that probably makes your job far more difficult because let me see if they know the pattern now. If some attack the truth and some tell lie, you get, boy, what do you do?
Yeah, I understand.
Right.
So,
Yes.
so the thing we want people to know out there, really, really quick, is that first of all, we know people's life situations change.
Yes.
So just because you've been denied in the past doesn't necessarily mean that. So basically, you might have a chance in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But what the thing here, what happens is that we get lied to so many times that sometimes even with the people who aren't, coming with lies, actually coming with true stories, it becomes difficult to discern who's telling the truth.
Difficult.
But and having said that, though, please know, everyone should know that we want people to apply visas. We want tourists. We want our friends in Jamaica to come visit us in the United States. So we welcome that.
All right. So come with the truth. Speak the truth. Matters. What did I go against? I'll forget it. I'm sure one of my listeners will remind me what that thing is. Thank you very much, Terry Day and Felix Sanchez. Thank you very much. I look forward to see you again. I don't know when you'll be coming again.
Certainly, of course.
Thank you very much. Hope that you all have a wonderful day. And good morning to all our friends there at the U.S. Embassy.